Autoline Daily is brought to you by Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com.
Here are today's top headlines. Toyota recalls Priuses all over the world. Sales in China doubled last month. And the EU wants to be able to track every car, no matter where it goes. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind those headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Tuesday, February 9, 2010, and now the news. Toyota recalled more than 400,000 Priuses worldwide today and added the Lexus HS250h and the Sai hybrid to the list. The Sai is a version of the HS250h that is sold only in Japan. You know, in yesterday's report I said that if Toyota was going to recall the Prius in Japan, it would have to do so everywhere in the world. So why didn't they just do it yesterday and get it over and done with? With every delay, the company is guaranteeing that it stays at the top of the news cycle, which shows that it is not managing this crisis very well, and I'll have more to say about this situation later in the show. After huge gains last year, car sales in China continue to boom at a staggering rate. According to Bloomberg, January sales more than doubled thanks to government stimulus measures. Total sales, including buses and trucks, hit nearly 1.7 million units. Overall, analysts predict that full-year sales could grow as much as 15% this year. After struggling through the economic downturn, looks like Nissan has turned things around. According to the AP, the company posted a $500 million net profit for the third quarter and now expects to report a profit for the full fiscal year after it had previously forecasted a loss. Nissan was able to get back in the black with increased sales, especially in China, and also by cutting spending in areas like advertising and sales. Ford has revealed its latest EV at the Chicago Auto Show. The Transit Connect Electric will go into production late this year as a 2011 model. The compact commercial van is powered by a 28 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery supplied by Johnson Controls Saft. The pack is said to deliver a range of 80 miles and can be charged from either 120-volt or 240-volt outlets. Expect a top speed of about 75 miles an hour with acceleration that's comparable to the gasoline-powered version. Ford also showed the Transit Connect Taxi that can run on either natural gas or propane. The company is also integrating its Works Solutions technology suite into the taxi. It will offer things like internet connectivity as well as an interactive display screen for passengers. They can follow their route on a map, check out local points of interest, and even pay the fare via credit card. Like the electric, the taxi goes on sale later this year. Talk about Big Brother watching. According to Wards, the European Commission wants to use satellite navigation for vehicle tracking. If the government knows where every vehicle is at all times, drivers can be fined for speeding or automatically billed for parking. Employers can monitor commercial drivers to make sure they stay on track, and lawmakers can calculate how many kilometers that you've driven and tax you based on that rather than on standard tolls. Despite protests about the invasion of privacy, this project and others continue to gain traction in Europe. Coming up next, I look at the effect of Toyota's recalls. Could this be the beginning of a Buy American movement? Has Toyota brought the American market to a tipping point? Are we about to see a backlash to the company that turns into a Buy American movement? Legislation has now been introduced in the state of California that would mandate all government vehicles be built in the United States. You know what that means? No state employee will be able to get a Prius or any other kind of hybrid from Toyota or Honda, since they're all made in Japan. When you look at how hard Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood has come down on Toyota, it makes me start to wonder if this is payback time for decades of Japan's trade policies, effectively keeping American companies out of the country. Despite the fact that Japan was the biggest car producer in the world for decades, not one foreign automaker makes cars in Japan. In fact, imported cars in Japan are less than 5% of the market. And others remember blatant trade barriers, like banning American-made skis because supposedly they were not safe in Japanese snow, or banning American-made aluminum baseball bats, or forcing American cigarette companies to advertise only in English. They could not advertise in Japanese. As long as the American economy was growing and unemployment was low, Americans didn't care about any of these issues or how many cars were imported. But with today's unemployment levels, it's a different ballgame, and that's why, as I look at how hard the media is hitting Toyota, I wonder if this is a tipping point. I think we could be at the beginning of a Buy American movement. Hey, don't forget to watch Autoline After Hours when Jason Vines will be back talking about crisis management at Toyota and how they should have handled the situation. And that is it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.